and I flunked my entrance exam. They told me that too. Hi foxes, I'm Taza. Do you perhaps know the feeling of getting absolutely desperate and seeing no future? Good, me too. Back when I was 16 we moved to a whole ass new country with brand new language, people, and of course, no friends, no bitches, no nothing, just my family. So basically today I'm going to tell you exactly how I managed to get into school in a country I didn't even know the language of. First of all, check out my Instagram. I do many artworks there, and also I'm more interactive with you guys. You get the updates faster. And from there you can also go to my TikTok and my Twitter/X page. Thank you very much. Now let's continue. There are many countries with good future, but of course, ironically, we needed to move to a country that had the language I hated/disliked the most. Of course, it's not true now, but back in the days, that was like the reason why I was begging to my parents to please don't go. Yeah, it is German. And in my heart, I had a big dream. I wanted to be a graphic designer since I was 14. I shown great interest in design as I told you in my previous video, but I had one big oopsie. I had no idea on where to even start looking for schools. I applied to many schools online with my broken German practically begging them to let me in. And I tell you honestly, I understand why they rejected me. At my old school, I had bad grades. On top of that, my German was shit. Bruh, even I would consider not taking me, just on the promise that I will be better. So I decided to give up. It was a nice video, bye. No, but for real, for 2 years I actually decided to learn the language and applying with no success, but I was still applying for schools and every single one just rejected me. I was fully ready to be a retail worker throughout my whole life, which, yeah, nothing wrong with them, but I just knew I was born to be a designer. And of course I was blaming myself the most. But I still continued drawing on my assignments at German learning school. And exactly this is where a miracle happened. So, I was moved to a different language school since I improved my talking and writing a lot. I learned to love the language, by the way. And in the new school, I had a digital assignment because it was, that time, 2019. 2020. And I drew on this drawing. Yep, exactly. This little fella on a dinosaur. I was so happy that I can show this to someone, and actually the teacher walked up to me the next time we needed to get in class. And I swear on God, this is some movie type shit. She asked me if I was ever interested in design, because she saw me work with colors, presentations real good, and I was like, yeah, but I kinda gave up on that. But she straight up tell me, not too fast, because we actually have a design apartment in this building that's actually a school. So she recommended me there, and I got assigned a 5-day trial so that I can try out the design things. And of course I will get different tasks that I need to complete. I had an absolute blast in that 5 days. The second task was just doing some Adobe learning things, this Adobe Creative Suite. I needed to learn a little bit of that. I never used that shit before, so it was very interesting for me. On the last 2 days, I remember once I needed to do an event flyer. Here it is. This is the gem that got me into the school. And I almost forget to tell you, I completely flunked my math exam because you needed to write an entrance exam, and I absolutely effed up math, and I think English and German too. I wasn't that good at it. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, but I needed to make this cool flyer, the skulls. I did the schools and things, I never did things like this before. I was so excited and I am still so happy thinking about it. And on the final day, I presented myself. I introduced myself. Everybody was very kind and supportive. I showed my artworks. And then came the decision. I needed to talk to the principal. Of course, the first thing she said to me that there's a problem with my German, it's not the perfect, and of course my grades. But they did told me that I had an absolutely outstanding flyer, and I flunked my entrance exam. They told me that too. But a teacher liked my enthusiasm so much that they advocated for me to get in, by the way. And so I was in! So could anything go wrong? Of course it can. I got the sickness we are not allowed to say here on this platform exactly 1 week before I needed to go to school. And they almost put me on a waiting list, but I was crying so hard on the phone. I was begging practically. I sent them emails, handwritten letters to please let me stay because I really want this school. And then I went on, became one of the top of my class, and I finished school just half a year ago. I'm so happy I was advocating for myself at that day. I fully love my job and I love my passion. Now I would just like to get an actual job. Thanks, AI. Okay, anyways, subscribe, follow. If not, just give me a like. It helps a lot. Have an absolutely excellent day. Bye, guys.